Okay, recording this video on Sunday, the 15th of September 2024, just gone 6:38 a.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend, time for another weekend futures market recap. We'll go through 15 largest futures markets and I'll show you what I'm seeing on my charts. First of all, apologies. There's no weekend video last weekend. That was because we were traveling up to Biarritz in France, where we are now. And today the video is coming out a little bit late because we had some house guests over the weekend. They left this morning, so I'm just recording this video a little bit late. But anyway, do hope you are well. Hope your trading is going well. What a couple of weeks. We sold off super hard last week, and then this week we rallied back to 30 points from where we started 2 weeks ago. So it's all fun and games, but generally in an upward trajectory. We're going to talk about the E-mini first, and then we'll get on to the tip bar charts with the 15 different futures markets. And this weekend we got a little bit of a wrinkle on the chart settings, because to me it looks like TradeStation has changed the way it does rollovers. So I've adjusted my charts that I'm going to show you. I just want to make you aware of that before we go through the charts. I usually make this adjustment in TradeStation to the rollover date. So at ES is the continuous contract of the E-mini, and then you add on equals 106XC, and it changes the contract rollover date that it uses for concatenating different futures contract to 6 days before the expiry. And for whatever reason, this weekend, noticed on my charts this pattern. Normally, when I do that, it means that Friday's trade should have been higher volumes than going through. We had a lot of Rambo patterns, a lot of amateur bars at these highs, and that didn't look right. So as soon as I change this to the at ES chart, those patterns go away. And it looks like TradeStation has altered their rollover date. Anyway, this morning I was just trying to look around, see if anything had popped up in the feeds in the forums to suggest that that's what was changing, that TradeStation was changing the rollover date based on the largest volume going through instead of a fixed date before expiry, and I could not find anything. But anyway, I'll keep looking around for that. If anybody knows what's happened in TradeStation, and maybe this happened months ago and I hadn't noticed, which is bizarre, please let me know in the comments of this video, and we'll look into that. But for whatever reason, that means that in these charts I'm going to be showing you, we're not going to use this, we're going to use the at ES, which I haven't used for years now as the default setting for my charts. If TradeStation has done this in the meantime, thank you TradeStation. This is logically, I think, what it should be for the continuous contracts, but they should find a way of notifying TradeStation users that they're making changes like that, if in fact that's what's happened. But anyway, we're in the weeds. I want to get out of the weeds. Let's talk big picture. Backgrounds in red on the daily chart of the E-mini. We're in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend for a long time, and it just continues. All we had is a little bit of weakness over the last 2 weeks. You can see this. Sold off, got up to these highs. I was super bullish 2 weekends ago. I think it was on this print here. I thought we were going to bust through 2 new highs. We were 20 or 30 points away from those highs, and I thought, oh, we'll just continue on. But no, amateur bars into those highs, showing weakness, and we sold off. And then with this week's activity, particularly on Wednesday, we rallied hard, and we're closing back up to within 30 points of where we were 2 weeks ago. It's all looking good. The background's in red. That means we're in an uptrend in terms of price and volume. You can see the bars themselves are red here, so that's in terms of price. We're in an uptrend on better sine wave. Couple of nice support levels behind us in the background here. Pull back in an uptrend on the intermediate time frame. Support on the lowest time frame here. So that's all good. So it's pushing us forward. That means the cyclical energy on this daily chart. You can see down here we've had our crosses, and that means the red lines are above the blue lines, and heading up, that means the cyclical energy is taking us upwards. 135-minute chart, exactly 3 135-minute bars in a day session of the E-mini, and we're a little bit in the dark at the moment. We had the strength over the last several weeks, and then the sell-off a couple of weeks ago, and we bounced from there. And you can see on better sine wave, this is where we put in our big things happen at triples. This is the first time on the 135-minute that we have supports on all 3 time frames. Bang, bang, bang. Big things happen at triples. Big breaks or big bounces, and we're bouncing from that triple, and it just means the energy, you can see all these lines heading upwards, it just means the cyclical energy is moving up. We've got a little bit of an end of trend printed here on the lowest time frame. Nothing to suggest though that that's going to be any troubles. We didn't have amateur up bars into that like we did previously here. There's not a flush pattern yet and better momentum, so we could easily just breeze through that and just keep on going with this cyclical energy kind of heading up. 45-minute chart. So here we go. We've got nice little pattern into those lows. Blue professional bars, pick it up here, just like here on these dips. Yep, they were selling it. The professional was selling it down at the beginning of that move, and then at the end of the move, they're forcing it down and picking it up down here. And then Rambo patterns into that turn. Amateurs leading the way. It's weak. As soon as we get a sell-off, professionals step in, bang, and then we bounce exactly down to that previous level there. They pick it up again, and that's blue professional bars. That's a U-turn. So they force it down and pick it up at the lows, and then they force it back through that congestion zone, bang. We're breaking out to those new highs. So that exhaustion buy, for me on that 45-minute chart, showing us getting the move going, if you like. And there's that end of trend gone off here, but we've still got to make support to resistance on the highest time frame. Here's another big things happen at triples. We have big bounces, big breaks. So the last one that we have, it was a big bounce. We bounced off that resistance, bang, all the way down. Here we're bouncing off support, nice pullback to end of trends. Trending pattern on the lowest time frame, syncing up with a cyclical pattern on the highest time frame. So we're bouncing from there, and we'll hopefully keep on breaking up to those highs. 15-minute chart. So here you can see last week's activity. We sold off blue professional bars, big pro bars, stepped in at those lows. We start off this week, test back into those lows. We're now broken into an uptrend, and big pro bars getting the move going. So selling off and picking up the lows and then getting the move going. A little bit of trouble up here on the 15-minute chart. We've got some Rambo patterns there, so the lows of that amateur sequence there. It's key that we've got to hold that area there. We're also coming up to cyclical resistance on the 15-minute chart here with the cross here on the thick lines, and it's a little pullback to end of trend just putting in. So we could see a little bit of weakness from that pattern there if we broke through those lows. And then test down where we'll find cyclical support in the intermediate time frame on the 15-minute chart, and then continue higher. So we might have run out of puff temporarily there. We'll have to wait and see what happens kind of Monday with that. Tick bar charts, can we see the same thing? So here's the tick bar chart. Last week's activity, selling off into those lows, testing down here. Didn't get any patterns down at these on this test on the Wednesday. We reversed into that. I think that was more news driven at that point there. Cyclically, yes, it was a nice area. Here we go, pull back to end of trend on the highest time frame, catching that low, and we broke into an uptrend. Here we go, another big things happen at triples, signals. We're going to bounce from there, bang, into an uptrend. So cyclically, it was a good turning point, but in terms of volume patterns, there was nothing there. No amateur down bars, no exhaustion sell. It was weak selling at that point. Better momentum is showing weaker and weaker selling, so these little prints are higher and higher as we go through here, and it was a weak sell-off, and we just bounced from there. But it was a pity it wasn't anything on the volume chart to suggest that that was a real important low, and we just broke into an uptrend. Backgrounds in red, all good there. Run out a little bit of puff. You can see better momentum is weakening into those highs. We've got blue professional bars at the end of the week there. So we could have a little bit of weakness here, pull back to end of trend, testing up again, maybe pull back to end of trend on the intermediate time frame before rolling over and have a little bit of weakness at the early part of next week. So that's it for me. Big picture, still in an uptrend. We could have a little bit of weakness early this week and then set off again to try and get through this 5800 level here on the daily chart. So there we go. E-mini charts done. Let us rip through the tick bar charts, starting off with the Forex charts. So the Forex was really interesting this week. Here's the Euro chart. We had a bounce last week, ran into trouble, exhaustion sell, bearish divergence, and then we sold off. And then this week we made a low again on 9/11 midday. Blue professional bars step in, break into an uptrend, backgrounds in red, and some big pro bars step in to really get this thing going through 110.5. They really took it on here. We've had a little bit of weakness from there on the Euro chart, so we might have a little bit of weakness until it decides to get going again on the upside, because if we look at the better sine wave chart in the highest time frame, here we go. Look at all these end of trends that go off down here in a signal right down there, arrow signals showing strength. End of trend on the highest time frame, then we put in pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame, pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame, all signaling that this is an important support level down here at 110, and then we race on forward. So we've got support on the highest time frame. There's nothing to suggest here that we had pullback to end of trends or end of trends on the lower and intermediate time frame, so that's got to play itself out. Euro chart looking strong. What's happening British pound, same thing. Another bounce, 9.11, but nothing down here to suggest that that was an important turning point. I think on better sine wave, yeah, it was a nice signal down here again. Whole bunch of end of trends going off here, marking that low. But in terms of volume patterns, very little there. And then everybody joined in. Euro joined in. We had an ECB announcement. That drove a lot of that blue professional bars, big pro bars, selling that on with exhaustion buy. So we might have a little bit of weakness back down into that zone where it took off. And then I'd expect it to keep on going because that's exhaustion buy seemingly getting us going on the upside again. Aussie dollar, same thing. Long Aussie at the moment. A lot more blue professional bars coming in at these lows at the end of last week, at the beginning of this week, and then there's that low on 9.11, and then it's like a U-turn here. Blue professional bars picking up the left shoulder and then getting the right shoulder going. Amateur bars happening at the moment, so we're having a little bit of weakness there, but any move back through 67 and a bit will show us that that uptrend is continuing. And Japanese yen also did well this week. Last week, the lows down here, nice little arrow signals, exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence, big pro bar, comes in here right at the low at 68. Then we rocket forward, have a little bit of trouble until we get back going again. Blue professional bars, no blue professional bars taking profits at these highs. No, bang, bang, bang. The blue professional bars step in again on the retrace here, get the move going. Come back down, another U-turn pattern showing here. Blue professional bars, big pro bars, picking it up on that dip and getting it going here, busting us up into another uptrend. Backgrounds in red, so the Japanese yen is doing well. So all the currencies doing well, USD not doing so well. 10-year notes. 10-year notes, nothing going on. Last week we got this rally going, but then this week it's really run out of puff and we're just going nowhere at the moment. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence in the background here, some signals short. Let's see if this area holds, but at the moment 10 years looking like it's caught. And gold had a fantastic week. Look at all the big pro bars coming in over the last 2 weeks. So last week, so the vertical solid yellow lines, should have said that, are the beginning and the ends of the week. So this is this week's activity, last week's activity. So on the dip down here, blue professional bars coming at the lows at 25.20 down here. On the retest here, same thing, big pro bars with the background in blue. So big pro bars coming in again, get the move going. We test into the lows of those blue professional bars there. And blue professional bars, big pro bars coming in here, getting the move going. So a U-turn pattern here. Picking up the lows, getting it going, and then as soon as we start breaking out of here, they're anxious to pick it up at 25.60, and bang, we're racing through those highs. No blue professional bars taking profits yet at those highs, so I think they'll pick it up on any dips that we have in gold. So gold doing well. Silver, not a similar type pattern. We didn't see blue professional bars at the lows. We had exhaustion buy, bearish divergence. We sold off here. Rambo patterns into blue professional bars, and we came back again. Again, 9/11, that's when we flipped around. So it was following the equities market here. Blue professional bars, big pro bars, buying the breakout there. Backgrounds in red, so we're still in an uptrend in silver, but it's not a clear as picture as the gold picture down here. In terms of patterns, those sine wave patterns, yep, pullback to end of trend on the highest time frame. Arrow signal down here, big things happen at triples. We test again, support in the intermediate time frame. Take off to the up. There's a clear triple going on. We got triple resistance on the intermediate, low intermediate, and highest time frame, super close together, which I really like, because when they're close, when that gets broken, we have a big move, because there's nothing in the way to stop us, and it's the only signal we've had so far is a little pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame. This has got to go make pullback to end of trend on the intermediate and the highest time frame before it's all over. So silver strong as well, but following gold. Bitcoin also had a little bit of good news this week. So with this week's activity, we bottomed with no clear patterns down here, Sunday night, Monday morning. There, blue professional bars broken into an uptrend. No blue professional bars taking profits yet at 60 and a bit. So we're in an uptrend on Bitcoin. Interesting. Crude also had a good week. There we go, leading into 9/11. Exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, big pro bars come in there right at the lows, arrow patterns, little test like the equities test there, we're in an uptrend, and on the dip the big pro bars come in here at 68.5 and bouncing from there. So crude's looking good. Natural gas not so good. So natural gas topped out a little bit. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence this week, arrow signal at the highs. We're in a downtrend on natural gas. And copper doing quite well again, following the equities market there with a little dip midweek. Blue professional bars step in, big pro bars by the end of that move, getting this move going. The background's all in red, so we're in an uptrend on copper. And the ags finally, very volatile here midweek. We topped out, exhaustion buy, blue professional bars, moved into a downtrend, and then we've bounced straight off those levels there. Not sure what happened. Could have been some announcements there to cause all of that volatility and have a break from there, but seemingly the background's in red, so we're in an uptrend on corn. Same thing, soybeans. Here's big pro bars coming at the lows, pick it up, we get going, test into those lows, test again, blue professional bars here, so we're having a little bit of weakness at the moment, and hopefully we'll keep that rally going on soybeans. And lastly, wheat, that's taking profits at those highs. Big pro bars right here at the highs, just under 600, selling it off. We're having a little bit of a under the lip trade there, so let's see if the weakness continues on wheat that we've started off there, just testing into those highs. So there we go, a rip around the charts. I hope your trading is going well. It's a little bit of weakness maybe at the beginning of the week in equities and Forex, until we find the next area where the professionals buy it back in and then push it back up and hopefully continue with this risk-on type rally. Anyway, that's all from me. Good luck with your trading this week.